Stan Gibilisco here again with another little review remark rant. Actually, it's a review of a couple of reviews. In a video just a little while ago today, May 5th, 2014, I alluded to the review on Bankrate.com about how my state, South Dakota, is ranked by them as the best place to retire based on rather limited criteria, in particular health care, cost of living, it doesn't really go into the definition of retirement and what that actually means to people. It doesn't go into what do you like to do. If you'd like to ski and snowmobile, the place where I live right here would be a great place for you. But Florida, probably not so much, you know what I'm saying? And oddly, California and Florida weren't even on their list of the top 10 worst or the top 10 best. Kind of puzzling to me about that, but you'd think that Florida would be in there somewhere, and California, well, you'd think they'd be in there. They got a wide variety of really cool spots. I've lived in California too, by the way. I think they ranked, a lot of the states that were ranked really bad are down south in Dixie, like Louisiana. West Virginia isn't really down south, but they ranked that pretty bad. And then they had the nerve to go and say that one of the main reasons for that was poor health care and poor mental health amongst the citizenry. Now, it seems to me they got an awful lot of nerve to say that the citizens of a particular state have bad mental health. That I think in itself is almost a reflection of bad mental health. I mean, who the heck are they to judge that? I mean, one thing I'll tell you about down south, they got some of the best food on earth down there. Trust me on this one. As a skinny little runt, 5'6", 120, I guess 124 pounds now after all that exercise shoveling snow this winter. I don't have to worry much about whether that food's going to make me fat. I only have to worry about whether it tastes good or not, and the Southerners know how to cook food. Let's just say that. And they're really decent, good people, too. You don't want to get in their bad side, though. They'll let you know in a hurry if they don't like what you're doing. Whereas, in some other places, like up here, they're a lot more subtle about that, and you don't necessarily know what they're thinking. That's my experience. But so take all this review stuff with a grain of salt, Go visit some places, see what you like. And better yet, go live there for a while. I've been lucky in that respect. I've lived in Florida, both upstate, Cocoa Beach, Sarasota, places like that, and downstate, Miami, the Keys. I've lived in Hawaii on the Big Island, lived in California, in greater Los Angeles, the United States of Los Angeles, actually Palos Verdes, which is one of the nicer parts of that area. I lived up in Carson City, Nevada, up near Lake Tahoe, but there's a heck of a lot of difference between Lake Tahoe itself and just a few miles to the east in the Carson Valley. Actually, I lived in the Carson Valley in the Johnson Lane area, for those of you who are familiar with that area. Not a bad place at all, not a bad place. People really, really nice there. I mean, they were just super. And I've lived in Wisconsin. Nice places there too. Nice environment. Great lakes to swim in and boat in, and relatively safe water. They're not going to have to worry too much about a water shortage there in Wisconsin. I grew up in Minnesota. I've lived in Connecticut. One of their mottos there was "so much, so near." And that's really true. There was a lot of. So it all depends on what floats your boat. Other than a hurricane, you don't want your boat floating because of a hurricane. Like But that is a factor in a place like South Florida. You do have to factor that kind of thing in. And so, do all your research, do a lot of research, and then when it comes time to retire, think about that too. Are you really going to do that? Are you really just going to sit around and vegetate? Well, maybe you are. I mean, maybe that's good enough for you. I don't know. It's not good enough for me, though. The other review that I'd like to slam was something that I read on the internet about the 13 worst supermarkets in America. And I guess they really meant supermarket chains. And they ranked Walmart as the absolute worst. I beg to differ. Now, I don't particularly like the crowds that can come up at Walmart on, for example, a Sunday afternoon. Down in Spearfish, South Dakota here, they have a Walmart. They have another one in Rapid City, and you're going to wait in line for quite a while. You got to watch out with that cart when you're pushing it around that you don't get into a traffic accident if you're going to go there at a busy time. But they got good stuff at a reasonable price, and it's usually, according to what I've read, according to the health department and things like that, it's pretty much what it says it is. For example, if you want to get extra virgin olive oil at Walmart, you can be pretty sure that's really what it is. And they got doggone good hamburger. Their pink slime is tops. Trust me on that one. So I think that review is full of baloney. I mean, if you want to go there and get good stuff, why call it the worst just because you have to wait in line for a while if you decide to go there at a busy time? Go there when it's not busy then. There have been times I've gone there and there have been people waiting to serve me. Cashiers waiting to serve me. There are other times I go there and you better not get any frozen food because it'll be thawed by the time you check out. Until you get outside here in South Dakota and then it'll freeze again 9 months out of the year. Well, bloody winter storm is probably going to hit us in a couple of days. Can you believe that? Now, if you're going to retire in the Black Hills, be prepared for winters that are 8 months long. If I said if you like snowmobiling, if you don't mind and if you like looking at beautiful scenery, it's pretty hard to beat. And the air here is super clean. Super clean. Probably some of the cleanest air on earth. So I've ranted here long enough. I'm just going to throw this video up on my channel and let you make of it what you will. Stan Gibilisco signing off from the Nerd Castle Kitchen, where I don't have any Walmart pink slime, but I do have 12 ounces of Lynn's Dakota Mart pink slime, which I'm going to have later tonight. Good stuff. So long.